Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Johnny B here with devslopes.com, and in this lesson we are going to continue with our Smack Chat app. We are going to create the add channel view in this lesson. Alright, so let me see here if I can pull up our mock-ups. 1 second, I'm just gonna open these up. And this is what we are going to build right now. All right, it's just another modal similar to our profile modal. We have a title, we have a couple of text fields, a button to create the channel, and one to close it. And we'll also have the touch gesture recognizer to dismiss, like the profile one. All right, so let's get to it. We are going to again create a view controller file with its zib. So here in the controller folder, I'm going to right click and say new file. I'm going to do a Cocoa Touch class and say next. And what are we calling this? Add channel VC. And also create a zib file. Then next and create. And then I'm going to grab the zib and drop it into its zibs folder. And yeah, let's go ahead and just get cracking on this zip here. All right, so let's go ahead and look for a UI view, and this is going to be the container to hold all of the UI elements, the main UI elements like the labels and the text fields and such. And let's go ahead and give it a background. Oh, we got that weird bug again, so we're gonna have to leave this file and then go back into the add channel VC. There we go. All right, going to give this just a little bit of an off-colored white so that we can view it. And let's go ahead and constrain it right now. So I'm going to say 20 from the left, 20 from the right. Let's go about maybe 150 from the top. And then we're going to set the height equal to about 320. Whoopsie. Java, skip this version. I think that's a little too far from the top, so let's adjust that. Go back to its size inspector, top space to say maybe 80. And I think that looks pretty good. All right, so now let's go ahead and add in those elements. And actually, if we take a look at this, you know what? I was going to cheat. I was going to copy those from our profile view, but let's just do it. All right, so let's go ahead and look for a label view. All right, so this label is gonna come up here. Then we're gonna need a couple of text fields. So we got one text field here, another text field here. We're gonna need a couple of buttons. So one button up here and one button down here. Then we're gonna need a couple of UI views to be our divider lines. Okay, so just gonna drop that down right here and hold Option and drag to make a copy of it. Actually, you know what? Let's delete that, and first we'll set all the properties up on this, and then we'll copy it. All right, so this is gonna be that blue color that we've been using. And let's go ahead and set some sizes on this. Width is 250 and the height is 2. And let's make 2 of those. Control C, or Command C and Command V to make a copy. Just drop that right down here. And then for these two, let's grab both of these text fields. And here in the color, we're going to change the color of the font to the purple. The font is custom and Helvetica New is fine. And then we are going to set none for the border style here. And then let's put some placeholder text in there. This is the name of the channel. And then this one right here is the description. All right. So I'm gonna just move those over here. And then let's change this up here. This is gonna say create channel. Okay, I'm gonna change the color to, I keep doing that. Click here, that's where I want. purple. And font, that's going to be custom Helvetica New. Let's bump that up to maybe like 22. And the style is bold. Okay, and then I'm going to press Command equal to size it. And then this guy right here, we can get rid of the button text. And under image, this is going to be a close button. And just going to drag that right here. And let's go ahead and constrain it while we're here. 8 from the right top, 8 from the right, width and height. All right, that looks good. And then let's go ahead and throw these in a stack view. So the name, text field, description text field, and the two dividers. And so I'm going to say down here, embed in stack. And that's going to throw off the size of our divider views like it usually does. So now we have to do some constraints. All right, so I'm going to select all 4 of these elements to set their width, because they're all going to be width of 250. Did I set the height? Whoops. Command Z. Command Z, there we go. All right, I think I set the height. Okay, let's try that again. Width of 250. There we go. And then with the 2 views selected, constrain the height to 2. Okay, I'm gonna add 2 constraints. That looks better. All right, now with that stack view selected, let's go ahead and give it some spacing. Maybe like 12, maybe a little bit more, something like 18. Let's see how that looks. Maybe a little too much. Let's try 15. I think that still might be a little too much. Let's try 14. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, I'm gonna take that and drag it right here. And let's do this button here. This, let's see here. The text is create channel. The background color is our blue color. The text color is white. And the font is custom Helvetica New, and the style is bold. And that looks good. And then let's go ahead and set some constraints for a size. The width is 250 and the height is 50. Okay, add 2 constraints. Center horizontally in container, add 1 constraint. And then set it from the bottom 20. Actually, don't set this. We can set this one, that's fine. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and constrain this top one. So maybe 40 from the top. We'll see how that looks. And then we'll set it horizontally in container. That looks good. Then the stack view, let's see how centered horizontally and vertically looks. All right, that looks pretty good. I think this stack could go up a little bit. So let's go ahead and come over here to our size inspector and find the align center to Y and say maybe -10. There we go. I think that looks better. Yeah. All right, and then our create channel button, we can set the class for this one to be rounded button and set the corner radius to 5 on that. That looks good. Alrighty, let's go ahead and switch the background color on the container view back to white. And then we need to add in our background view. So here in the library, I'm grabbing a UI view and I'm dragging it over here into the hierarchy and placing it above or behind the front view, okay? And I'm just gonna rename this background view, BG view. And then I'm going to control and drag to the super view and say leading space to container, control and drag, trailing space to container, control and drag, top space to container, and control and drag, and bottom space to container. And that's essentially the same thing as clicking on this and saying all of these. But the reason I do it that way is because then I have control over which what I'm setting the top and left and right constraints too. If you do it in here, it just automatically tries to set it to the nearest neighbor, okay? And then with the background view selected, I'm gonna select our size inspector and set each of these to 0. So 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, and 0 here. All right, and then we're gonna, with the background view selected, go to its attributes inspector, change the background to black and the alpha to 0.4, and then select the super view, the main view here, and change its background color to clear color. All right, that's looking pretty good. I'm gonna save that. And now let's go ahead and add the IB outlets and some of the actions for this view. So I'm gonna hold Option and hold Option and click on the Add Channel VC.Swift file. And then we're going to go ahead and add some of these IB actions and outlets we need. Going to delete this unused code here. I'm going to start with the close modal button. So I'm going to control and drag and say close modal pressed. And I'm going to set that to an action and connect. Then we're going to need outlets for the name and description. So up here at the top, we're going to say outlets, outlets. And with the name text field selected, I'm going to control and drag and say name text connect. I'm going to say Chan description, or just Chan desk for short, and connect. And then I'm going to select the background view and control and drag and say BG view. All right, I'm going to say connect there. And then while we're here, we'll go ahead and create the IB action for the create channel. Even though we're not going to get to it this lesson, create channel pressed. And that's an action. And connect. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go back to our standard editor, open up our add channel vc.swift. And for the close modal, we know how to do that. That's easy, just dismiss. We're going to say true and completion is nil. Very good. This one we're going to ignore for now. So the rest of this is just going to be some UI visual setup. So we're going to create a function here called func setup view. And all we're going to do here is we're going to set the placeholder attributed font color, and then we're also going to create the tap gesture recognizer for that background view so that you can tap on it and dismiss that modal. All right, so let's get to it. First off, let's go ahead and do the touch gesture recognizer. So we're going to say let close touch equal, and that's going to be a UI tap gesture recognizer. And let's see here. We need the target and selector, but let's go ahead and create the function first. So this is going to be, so we're going to say at objective C, and the function, we're going to say close tap, and then we're going to pass in a recognizer of type UI tap gesture recognizer. And all we're going to do here also is say dismiss animated true completion nil. Alrighty, so there's our selector. So the target is self, and the action is hashtag selector, and then we're gonna say add channel VC dot close tap. All right, perfect. And then we need to add the gesture. So we're gonna say BG view dot add gesture recognizer. And the recognizer we're going to add is of course close touch. All right. So now let's go ahead and add the placeholder font color. So if you remember how to do that, we're going to say name text dot attributed placeholder. And so we need to create an NS attributed string to do that. So we're going to say NS attributed string, And we're going to initialize with, let's see here, this guy right here with a string and then its attributes. All right, so the string is going to be, let's see here, this is for the name text. We're going to say name, and then the attributes here, that's going to be an NS attributed string key dot foreground color. So that's the key, and the value is our smack purple placeholder color that we created. All right, and then I'm going to copy this for the description placeholder as well. And so we're just going to say channel desk right here, and the string is description, and that should do it right there. All right, and so now let's, oh, don't forget to set up the view, or to call the function that we just created. All right, looking good. So now let's go ahead and make it so that we can actually make this modal appear. All right, so in our channel VC, that's where it's called from. So I'm going to open up our channel VC.swift file, and then I don't believe we have an IB action for the addition of new channels. So we're going to need to add that. So holding Option and clicking on main.storyboard, we're going to open the assistant editor. I'm going to close this left panel and right panel to give us a little more room. And then let's see here. Let's see if the get the background to snap into place. There it goes. All right, so this is the button we want, the add channel button. So I'm going to control and drag, and let's put it right here. Okay, and so we're going to say add channel pressed, and this is an action, and touch up inside and connect. All right. So just like we did here with the profile VC, we're going to do the same thing. We are going to instantiate the view controller. Let's go ahead and go back to our standard editor first. Open up our left and right panes, and we can leave our right closed. All right, we're going to instantiate the view controller. So I'm going to say let add channel equal add channel VC instantiate. And then we're going to set the modal presentation style. So I'm going to say add channel dot modal presentation style is equal to dot custom. And then we're going to just present it. We're going to say present. And this is the one we want. Present view controller to present is add channel. Whoops. Animated is true and completion is nil. All right, I'm going to save that. And I think that's all we need. Let's go ahead and run it. All right, click in here on the menu, and hey, and that dismisses. That dismisses. The placeholder font color looks great. Let's make sure, yeah, those look good. Create channel doesn't do anything as expected. All right, that looks real good. And I think that's all we are going to do in this video. In the next video, some exciting stuff. We're gonna work with sockets for the first time, and you guys are gonna see how cool it is, and actually how easy it is also to work with sockets and have that open line of communication between our client app and the server so that we can see real-time changes. So hope you're excited for that, and I will see you next time right after I commit and add our changes. All right, see you later.